Hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new Tech Reviews and Gadgets episode. With today, we're taking a look at some smart addressable RGBIC COB LED strip lights. And you guys are currently watching CrewElite. In today's episode, we're taking a look at the Pautix RGBIC Addressable COB LED strip lights. The RGBIC stands for red, green, and blue integrated chip, while the COB stands for chip on board. And like I said in a previous test of one of their LED lights, if you know anything about COB LED lighting, you will never go back to regular LED strip lights. And the one we have here is 16.4 feet long, but you can also get additional sets to actually connect together. You can solder them together, or you can get, connectors that you can put in between different LED strip lights to connect it and make like a long chain of them. The amount of voltage that this LED strip light supports is 24 volts with about 14 watts per meter. There is about 630 LEDs, every single meter of this LED strip light, with integrated chip every 63 LEDs. And if you use a addressable controller, every 63 LEDs, you'll be able to customize, change these LED lights to do all sorts of things. And I'm telling you, you can program it to do anything, customize your colors and different effects. So if you are able to get an addressable controller, you are going to have a lot more fun with this LED strip light. I don't unfortunately have one at the moment, but potentially in the future, I might bring up this LED strip light out again and test that feature out. And since there's so many LED lights that are embedded into this LED light strip, you're going to need a sufficient amount of power to supply all the different LED lights. So we actually have a 96 watt, 24 volt power supply cable that you will need to utilize with this strip LED lights. And in addition to that, we have two different remotes you can actually utilize with these LED strip lights. One of the remotes is an SP511E addressable Wi-Fi controller, and you can use this, with an application, and you'll be able to just do a bunch of things with it. And I believe with this controller, it can support up to 900 LEDs per meter. And then we also have the SP611E addressable Bluetooth remote. And the main difference between these two different remotes is one supports Wi-Fi, while the other one supports Bluetooth. But the Bluetooth essentially has the same functionalities except for, the Wi-Fi capabilities. And it also supports about 600 pixels per integrated chip. As always, product information, specifications, and details will be listed down below this video, alongside with the link to make a purchase if you're interested in buying any of these different accessories, or if you want to go out and just buy the kit and have everything included. I will include links to everything down below in the description. But right now, what we're going to do is actually move over to the first look and unboxing portion of this video. So let's get started with, kind of configuring our setup and getting these LED lights ready so we can actually test it out. And you can see I have everything laid out here, but we're not going to utilize everything. Like I mentioned, we're probably going to stick with the Wi-Fi controller. So I'm actually going to put the Bluetooth controller off to the side. And what we need to do is, get a power supply so we can actually supply our LED lights with power. And what I have here is, just a regular extension cable, and we're just going to put it off to the side. And what I'm going to do is kind of untie all my cables here, and we're going to plug it into our power supply. And you also want to do the same thing with this one. You want to untie the zip tie. And once you have these cables untied up, you want to make sure they're kind of unraveled, because they're a little bit stiff right now because they've been kind of tied up for a while. And you want to make sure you kind of unravel it. Same thing with the brick. You want to make sure it's kind of unraveled. And do not make this mistake where you plug in this cable without having this connected to your brick. That can, be really bad. So you want to make sure you plug in your cable into your brick before plugging this end to your AC outlet. So I'm going to plug this in to the extension cable right here. And it should be getting powered, and you can see we have a green light on, which signifies that it is getting juiced up. But now let's actually move this off to the side and shift our focus onto the strip lights itself, because before you supply it with POW, you want to unravel it. And this is something that is extremely important, and I feel like some people, when they're testing out LED lights, they do not do this. And the reason why you want to unravel your LED lights is because these can get hot. You know, you got to remember, this brick is 96 watts. And once you pull out that tape, you can now go to town. You know, you just kind of pull it apart. And I'm going to unravel mine completely because I do not want this to become a hazard over time. So you can see now we have our LED strip lights unraveled completely, which is good. And we're going to shift our focus back on to our controller here, because we need to actually connect it to our power supply. So we need to take our power cable and plug it into this port that's on the back side right here. And now this should be getting power. And now once you have that ready to go, you can then go to your LED strip lights and connect it to this port right here. So I'm just gonna pair this up and kind of connect this, and it should power on if it's good to go. So let's see. Oh, you can see it lit up for a second. So it looks like we did connect it correctly, which is good. And in order for it to actually power on, we just need to simply power it on. So let me click on the power button, and you can see we have the LED strip lights on, and look at that. Look at that. And this is why I love chip on board, because even though there was actually a bunch of LED lights that are embedded into this LED strip light, those highly diffused or highly spread out, not spread out, but they're highly concentrated, that you can't really tell that. So as you guys can see, I dimmed a lot of my studio lights down so we can have a better view of this LED strip light. And what we're gonna do is, you know, take a look at the main controller. And like I said, this is the SP511E controller, and this is our Wi-Fi controller. And you can see I could power on and off with it as well. So you can see powered it off, power it back on, and it'll power on. So we have red, and you can see it kind of fades in, which was really cool. We also have green. You know, these are just the basic colors that a lot of LED strip lights have. We also have blue. And look at blue, very nice. And then we have all these other additional colors you can switch it to, you know, all these different variations of reds, you know, yellows and oranges. We got our lime green. Actually, this looks like a more of like a seafoam blue or green, in my opinion, I should say. We also have, you know, turquoise, you know, all these different colors you can switch it to, which is nice. And with the blues, you know, you have all these different variations of blues and violets and, you know, magentas and kind of a pink that you can utilize. And we obviously have white, and white, we've already seen white because when it turned on, you know, that was the setting it was defaulted at. And you can see it's a very bright white. You are able to increase or decrease the brightness. So let's actually decrease the brightness, and you can see it fades into this lower brightness. And obviously I could do the same with increasing the brightness by clicking this button right here, and you'll see it will increase. So I don't think we had it at the maximum, because now it's even more bright than we had it at before. Look at that. So definitely we did not have these at the maximum. Look at that. That is impressive. And obviously if I go back to like the reds, blues, and greens, you're gonna see now it's even more intense from where we had it at. So yeah, I should have definitely made sure we were at the full brightness before showing off those colors, but you know, the fact that that wasn't even our full brightness just kind of blows me away. Then we have a few different modes that are pre-made onto the remote control, but there's actually 142 different modes that this LED strip light supports. But some of the basic ones include rainbow, and you can see this is like a rainbow effect. Look at that. That is amazing. And, you know, with it being COB and, you know, being RGBIC, you can see each individual LED light can actually switch and change to various different colors. We also have meteor. You can see this one's a little bit different, and you can see, wow, it's just moving all over the place. Look how impressive and cool that looks. We also have stars, and stars, you can see, kind of just does like a twinkling effect, which is cool. We also have the fire mode, and you can see, whoa, it's like explosive. Look at that. Very neat. And you can actually increase or decrease the speed of these. So if I wanted to, I can actually slow these down. So you can see now this effect is slowing down. It's not as fast, and you can actually see it jumping around. And I can even increase the speed. So you can see, wow, even faster than where we had it before. Look at that. That is just rapid. And then here you can see we have all different mode buttons. So you can actually click this and switch between, I believe 142 different modes. So let's actually click that. And these are like pre-built modes that they actually implemented. You know, there's a bunch of different modes, and I'm just gonna kind of cycle through a bunch of them here. And you can see this one's kind of like a rainbow. This one's like, I don't even know. I'm just gonna cycle through a bunch of these, and we're just gonna, you know, briefly take a look at some of these. But there's so many modes. And you can see like these are just static colors, and it just moves around. Blue, red, yellow, you know, all the different colors. And it looks like this one's the opposite direction. Oh, whoa, what is this? So this one just seems to be a lot of the regular colors just kind of moving around super fast. Look how fast that is. This one's like a red and white. Very cool. Green and white, blue and white, yellow and white, you know. So a lot of these effects are very similar. A lot of these modes are similar, but they're just different color variants of the same thing. So do keep that in mind. And look at this one. Holy cow. This one is just super fast. There's just so many different modes, and I'm just cycling through all the different modes right now, and I believe there's 142 of them. So there is a magnitude of these modes. You know, they even have like what do you call it, a 4th of July mode. Look at this. This is like you know, you can use this for holiday lighting, and I love that this is already a pre-made effect, so it's not something that I have to go in and set up, but obviously it is something I could do as well. So now let's actually take a look at our music syncing mode. In order to actually turn on music syncing, there's actually some buttons on the bottom here, and I know it's so difficult for you guys to see these buttons, but if you click either of these two buttons right here, you will enter music syncing mode. So we're going to turn on music syncing, and right now as I'm speaking, you can see it's actually syncing up to my voice, and it's actually doing a really good job. It's very accurate, it's very responsive. Look at that. Yeah, pretty good. I think it's better when this is showcased with music. And I have a speaker right here, and we're going to be testing this out. And I have a song pulled up, and we're just going to test out the music syncing. So let me click play, and we're going to see how it is with music. Wow. Very good so far, though. Look at that. Oh, that's really cool, though. Look at that. It's actually syncing up pretty well, too. Let's get to the beat drop here. Let's see. Look at that. It even stops for a moment. No, that's cool. And then obviously there's a bunch of different modes you can switch it to. And I'm going to cycle through all the different modes real quick. Switching it again. Oh, look at this one. Switch it again. Looks like this is like a white light one. Look at this one. This one's kind of like I don't even know how to explain this effect, but it's really cool. Okay. Ooh, this one's really neat. It's like an equalizer. And I can increase the sensitivity like I mentioned. So now it's going to capture more. Yeah, pretty cool though. Let me pause the music. So yeah, the music syncing is actually really cool. This one's like a, what do you call it, like a gradient kind of color mode. There's a bunch of different modes you can set for music syncing. And I don't know if we tested all of them out. I think we did, because I think these ones, yeah, it's the same ones that we kind of took a look at. But yeah, music syncing is highly impressive. But do keep in mind with music syncing though, the microphone is built onto this controller. And I believe that's the microphone right there. So the closer you can get your source of sound as close as possible to this, the more accurate your music syncing is going to be. There is one more thing I do want to showcase in this video, and that is the application. The application is called Fairy Nest, and you can see where I currently have the application opened up. I have already paired up these LED lights to my application. Essentially what I had to do was create this LED light, so you had to like go into that pairing process and connect it to its hotspot, and that's how I was able to kind of pair it up to the application. It wasn't too bad. It's really easy to set up, but we're just going to quickly take a look look at some of the features you have with the application. So you can see the application has all the features that we tested out essentially with the remote control, but just in this nice interface. And you can go in here, I can change all these different colors, and I have a lot of different color options I can choose from. I can even change the saturation, as you can see. I can also increase the saturation. I could also decrease the brightness, and you can see it's going to dim very low, and you can see now it's very faint, and I can increase the saturation, the brightness I should say. And then we have a bunch of more different modes you can switch it to. So you can see we got romantic, and this is like a nice romantic mode. It's like a pink. You got sunshine, you got sunset, you got seaside, and it looks like these are just different colors that they picked out on the app. You got grassland, you got violet, you got crystal, you got energy. So those are just a bunch of cool different static effects that you can utilize, which is cool. And let me click out. And then we also have dynamic, and dynamic is where you have all the fun stuff. So you can see dynamic, I can kind of move this slider around and pick between all these different effects. So you can see there was a lot of different modes you can switch it to. And like I said, with the remote, there was like 142, and I believe with this, there was like 180. So there's actually a lot more effects on the application that's pre-made that you can utilize. And then they have some on the bottom here that you can use, so like spectrum. So you can see like this is kind of like a cool effect. We got twinkle. And these are actually music syncing modes. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's actually syncing up to my voice. We got beats, we got scrolling, we got rhythm, we got blink, we got pulse. So it's just gonna kind of pulse relate. We got ejection. Look at that, that's kind of cool. We got rainbow, we got fire, we got stars, we got ripple, we got gorgeous, we got gradient, theater, Halloween. And you can also increase the speed of this. So if I wanted to, I can actually make it so it goes super fast. So you can see like with the rainbow, now it's super rapid. And I could also increase and decrease the brightness. And then right here we have our timer. And you can actually add timers and have it so that it repeats or does certain actions, which is kind of cool. And then back here, you can also see we have our settings menu. And this is our color calibration. So if you wanted to, you can calibrate your LED strip light and go through that process. And also install firmware. So, if you want to, with the application, you just kind of have a better interface, and it's a lot more easier to kind of pick and manage what exactly the effect that you want to go for with this LED strip light. So, what are my final opinions and remarks about this Pautix Addressable COB RGBIC LED strip lights? Well, as you guys saw from my test, these are highly capable LED lights. I reviewed a similar set of LED lights about a year ago, and this one just takes it another step forward with all the different features and capabilities it has. Being RGBIC is just impressive, which means I can use an addressable controller to actually manipulate, program these LED lights to my own colors and my own different settings, which can add a whole new layer of customization. And I'm hoping maybe at one point I will test that out for you guys, so we can actually see how you can go in and kind of customize these lights to fit your needs exactly the way you want it. Because with addressable COB LED lights, you can make equalizers, you could do all sorts of things with an addressable control. So maybe that will be something that we will revisit and try out here on the channel down the road. But overall, just out of the box, this is a highly capable LED strip light, and there's just so many different features and functionalities. And I love that you're able to use the remote control, you can use the application, you can either use the buttons that are built into this. You have a lot of different options. And then also with that additional remote control that we didn't use, you can connect it via Bluetooth and also use that. If you did enjoy this tech reviews and gadgets episode, make sure you go down below and hit that subscribe button, and also turn on post notifications on to get updates and alerts when we do upload. Have any questions or concerns, leave a comment. Enjoy the video, leave a like, and also share this video out to anybody who may be interested in some sort of COB addressable RGBIC LED strip lights. Also, product information, specifications, and details will be listed down below in the video description, alongside with the link to make a purchase if you are interested in buying these LED strip lights. I'll also make sure to include all the different variations you can get and all the individual things you can get, and I'll also include links to the kits you can buy that have everything already included, so that you can actually get these LED lights up and running much more smoothly. Thank you all for tuning in to this new edition of Tech Reviews, Gadgets, and more. I had a blast making this video, and I hope to see you all on the next episode. CrewElite signing off. Thank you all for watching, and have a good rest of your day.